Just did YouTube, starting. Yay. Now we're doing Periscope. And Periscope's live as well. Good. Hi, this is Laura Ramsey with the Oracle Developer Community. Welcome to the afternoon here at Oracle Open World 2017, and I'm here with good friend Connor McDonald.
How are you, Laura?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
It's been a long day. I had a little snooze during the day. It's a jet lag, but other than that, it's doing okay.
No, we all need a little snooze. So what do you think of the beer demonstration over there? You get to vote for your favorite brew.
Beer's not too bad. I'm planning on working my way up and down several times as the day goes on.
Yes, and vote early and often.
Like
That's what they say. Okay, so we need to catch up on a couple things. First of all, we're going to talk a little bit about Ask Tom. We're going to talk a little bit about some of your pet peeves, but we're also going to get a quick little SQL demo.
That's right. So,
yay!
one of the talks I'll be doing in the conference later on is about some cool SQL features, and I thought, what can we do over the interview format, just with a very simple demo showing the importance of quality code. So I'll flick to the little demo.
Quality code. Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to see what kind of hardware you need to capture millions of rows. So I thought, let's set ourselves a target. If I wanted to capture 100 billion rows a day, what kind of gear do I need? What kind
How
of
many zeros is that?
That's a lot.
Okay.
It's
100 billion.
100 billion rows a day.
Okay.
So
Ready, go.
Let's divide that by out into seconds. That works out at about 1.4 million rows per second. That's what we have to be able to do.
Okay.
So I thought I'll connect to Scott Tiger. I'll start with my laptop.
There you have it.
So we'll give the laptop a go and give it a chance. So a little Dell laptop.
Okay.
It's now chugging along, and it cranked out 3,000 rows per second. Now, for a little
not
laptop,
bad.
that's not too bad, but it's not really at the 1.4 million that we're after. So now I'll connect to a database that I'm calling Aura_Cloud.
Okay.
And I'll run the same demo again. I'll see how we go. So it'll chug away for a little while. 50,000 rows per second. So
that wasn't bad.
We're climbing. We've gone from 4,000 to 50,000 per second.
Go.
So now I'll connect to a different database called Exacloud.
All right.
And let's give that a go. So we've sort of scaled things up a little bit. Now this one runs for a bit, and this one prompts out 1.9 million rows per second.
Wow.
So that is going to easily exceed our 100 billion rows a day.
Sure.
So what I'll do is, let's have a look at the actual host. Let's query the host name for that. And the host name is XPS13, which is interesting because this laptop is a Dell XPS13.
Oh.
And in fact, if I connect back to this local database, it's also XPS13. Okay. In fact, I've been lying to you.
Yeah.
All these demos were done on this laptop.
You're kidding me.
I'm not. The laptop will do 1.9 million rows per second if you write the code well.
No kidding.
So this was a demo of poor code, medium code, great code. And you don't need an enormous amount of firepower to get these kind of performance.
Nice.
Now, if you want real performance, because this is a bit of a fake demo.
I do.
As in, it is really that many rows, but there's no indexes, there's no constraints. If you Google for high ingest rates, Oracle, the Exadata team have done a thing with Internet of Things, where they're doing over 12 million rows per second on a much more complicated data structure. So the reason I did this little demo is people are so concerned with, I can't use an Oracle database, or I can't use a relational database if I've got Internet of Things and high volume and stuff.
Yeah.
That's rubbish. If you've got good quality code, you can do incredible things with the database. And in fact, if you need to do Internet of Things stuff, you can do 12 million rows per second.
If you've got...
Which is over 1 trillion rows a day.
Right.
If you just good hardware, right code.
Good code.
So there we go. So that was my little demo for you.
I like that. Even if it was kind of like sneaky.
Oh, that's... But they got a good little laptop.
Yes, it's a great little laptop. Oh my goodness. All right, so tell me what's next on our little agenda. Oh my, here we go.
Okay, I thought we'd grab something from the keynote yesterday.
Thank you for
So
that.
this is just a screen grab. I've done a lot of traveling through India this year. And in India, 100,000 DBAs. There's a lot of DBAs. And one of the common questions we have in all the seminars we do there is as there are more cloud databases come along, and of course last night's the autonomous database, am I going to be out of a job?
Right, things are changing.
Exactly, and I was really thrilled that Mr. Ellison put this slide up, because it's the most common question, and I thought that the slide itself really captured the essence of what I view as the whole Oracle professional career. And that is, for the same reason that when people ask me, is cloud going to take my job? I actually say it's actually the opposite. Because every DBA, in fact, every Oracle professional has a whole stack of really cool stuff they like to do, and a whole stack of really boring, dull stuff.
Yes.
And the best thing is automation takes away all the dull stuff. Yeah. Now, so there's two kinds of people out there. The people who are going, this is fantastic, because now my whole job will be actually not the mundane. It's actually the stuff that's closer to my customers, closer to my business requirements, the things that people are asking me to do. So you actually get to apply your knowledge, your business nuance to actually, you have an interesting job now.
Right.
The boring stuff's gone. Now, some people said to me, well, but all I do is the dull stuff.
Oh.
And I said, well, to be honest, you don't want to be spending your life doing that.
Yeah, really.
There's nothing worse than going to work and going, I'm going to hate the next 8 hours.
Yeah.
So I actually see it as win-win. I'm a huge fan of this autonomous database and the automation and databases moving to cloud, because I actually think it frees up DBAs to actually have a more fulfilling career. So some people may disagree, and maybe they think I'm too optimistic, but that's how I think of this. This is a great opportunity. It's not a bad thing. It's actually an awesome thing. So.
I would agree. However, how do you think this autonomous database is going to change applications? Because won't we have to build our applications in a different manner in order to take advantage of that autonomous database functionality?
I don't think so, and I think we're being pretty smart here. We're being fairly cautious. We're starting with data warehouse.
Okay. And
data warehouses are probably the easiest thing to build that autonomy into, because there's a very common theme amongst all of them. It's a lot of scans of data, big analytics, big aggregation. So the use cases are very common in all data warehouses. So that's what we're going with first, and that gives us more time. When we go back to the more mixed and more variable workloads, that's going to take a lot more complexity and intelligence on the part of our autonomous software.
Right.
And so that'll come later.
Okay. So isn't that where machine learning and AI and all of that roadmap will start to kind of converge with our database, or is that completely different?
No, I'd say that's the intention. I'd say the more information we collect about how databases are used, the more we can reapply that into actually the database doing those challenges and those tasks itself. So.
Well, how long? Because he keeps referring to this as Oracle 18. I'm like, 18? Really? We're on 12C, man.
Yeah, I'm not. There's actually some talks this week about the new naming standard for Oracle, and 18 is, I hate to say it, it's like a throwback to Windows 95. You pick the year, in our case 2018, and that's what you stamp on your version number. So I actually think it perhaps makes it a little bit more, adds some clarity to it.
Sure.
Because now we know that Oracle 18 comes out in 2018. Oracle 19 comes out in 2019. And we have a nice consistent set of versions and patches coming out now. So.
Right.
You don't look convinced.
I'm convinced that we are going to be a very busy company if we are going to put out one major release a year. We're going to be a very busy company.
I think it's a necessary evil, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah, in a perfect world, you do a release every 10 years and then we'd sit back for the other 9 and relax. But the commercial realities are, companies need to be more agile now.
Right.
So I don't think we'll be doing massive releases each year. I think we'll actually deliver the same functionality in sort of the similar timeframes. But rather than telling someone, we've got this cool new function, and in 4 years you'll see it.
Right.
It'll be, here's most of the important components of that function early.
Right.
And here's the next phase of it slightly after. So it's getting stuff to people sooner.
All right. Well, I like it. Kind of an open source build and, push kind of a model there. And It'll be good. I think it'll be interesting because I was speaking with some of our Java developers last night and talking about how they are going to shorten up their release schedules as well. And how they have to make some difficult choices about, when something as complex as, say, Jigsaw was, can go in, given the time frames. And so sounds to me like project management is going to be the great new career path at Oracle.
Thankfully, I'm not in project management, and unlikely to ever be in project management. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you for clarifying that. That was a very cool part of his keynote. So it's good to see and get your perspective on it. So it's time to talk about our favorite thing.
Ask
no,
Tom?
not that. Ask Tom.
Is there red wine?
Yeah, wine, beer. Ask Tom.
Ask Tom?
What's new?
Okay.
Oh, what is that?
Control your excitement.
Wow.
This is the new Ask Tom logo.
I'm sorry, I just got the web page set up, and I have to go back in and fix it now.
So yes, Ask Tom has a new logo.
I like it.
And I like in the fact that Ask Tom was always sort of set at the side for a while, and there's all the nice, clean Oracle logos throughout all the products.
Yes.
And Ask Tom has been what I could scribble down in Microsoft Paint.
Exactly.
So we've actually tidied things up a bit now. We have a nice new logo.
Good.
But also, it's actually the starting point. We're rolling out a new UI for Ask Tom. It won't be ready until a few months after Open World.
What are y'all building it in?
It'll still be in Apex.
Oh, of course.
It's got to be. the one platform to rule them all. So it'll be an Application Express, but it'll look similar to what you see on the Developer Oracle Com portal, the new color scheme and the cleaner layout. Because Ask Tom is actually, in fact, I might even have some stats. Ask Tom, the first Ask Tom question was in the year 2000. So it's 18 years old.
Wow.
So it's a bit long in the tooth in terms of UI.
Cool.
So it's been around. In fact, it's funny how you see that, one of the columns in the Ask Tom system is timestamp, which is now a reserved word. So Ask Tom was built before even the timestamp column was invented.
Wow.
In Oracle. So 18 years of quality data in there, but also an 18-year-old UI.
Yes.
And so it's time to tart it up a bit, make it a bit more interesting, and hopefully make it more functional for the people that use Ask Tom. So we're trying to improve the search facility, trying to hook it into some other facilities like livesql.oracle.com.
Right.
So there's a bit more integration between Ask Tom and the other facilities that we offer developers.
Great. And QuickSQL, right?
Exactly.
Good.
So while we're looking at some interesting Ask Tom stats, I just thought we'd bring you up to date with what we spoke about last year. So we're now just cracked 23,000 questions answered.
Wow.
So it's a nice little repository in there. We average about 300,000 views a week. And notice
that's a lot of people who don't know how to use. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
we have to improve our documentation.
We're just adding the finishing touches to their knowledge base. That's right. Yeah. I'm not going to be up here bagging our customers. That's your job.
That's my job. Yes.
And you'll notice I'm using SQL. Everything about Ask Tom we store in Ask Tom. We don't have anything else.
Very good.
It's only 4 gigabytes Ask Tom. It's only 4 gigabyte size, so you could actually run the whole thing in Oracle XE without any problems at all. So XE, I hear rumors there might be XE being updated sometime next year. Yeah. So
good.
I don't know anything official. I'm not at the level where I hear these things officially. So
right, I'm usually the last to know. Right after you.
But what I thought I'd share with you is just some of the funny things we get on Ask Tom.
Oh, good. Well. Let's do this.
Blooper reel. Okay, so the other day we had help me with explain plan. That's a totally normal question. That's fair enough. But they wanted it for one of our competitor products.
Oh, super.
So we decided.
So what did you say?
we said we gave them a link. We actually helped them. We gave them a link to the DB2 website. We said, knock yourself out. Because their explain plan is nowhere near as good as ours.
Nice.
Well, we had this one. We're trying to migrate off Oracle onto SQL Server. It's like, yeah, why would you come to an Oracle site for assistance with that? So,
wow.
Although one really good result that came out of this was we actually asked them, we said, what's your motivation? And they listed a few things, and we said, well, you are aware that you can do these equivalent or better in Oracle using the following. And they come back and they said, we're rethinking that decision.
Nice.
So that was good.
Good save.
Good save. Then we get ones like this.
Wow, what is wrong? Hit return, dude.
That's right.
What is it?
That's a question that came out, and then it just says, please give us the solution. And we said, well, yeah, not sure we can help you with that. So things get worse. We had ones like this the other day.
You did not.
And then
you made that up.
And I can't connect. Why? I said, why? So, unfortunately, we went back and said, call support.
Tech support.
At which point they came back and said, I need your urgent response ASAP. And the answers must be as detailed as possible.
You know, I bet you that's how he treats the waiter over at Chili's too. I want my taco sauce immediately.
So and that's what we had. So it's one of those funny things though. Like people, I see so many people at the conferences. They come up and they say hello, and you know, most people are just fundamentally nice human beings, which is great. It's a really good community feel at the conference this year, especially this year actually. I think the new venue at the exhibition hall has been good. It's more relaxed and people are actually chilling out. It's pretty good. Yeah. But when they get behind a keyboard, sometimes things change. So yeah, we have a few things like this sometimes in Ask Tom, like I'm still not getting a response, or
hello,
I hate you for not answering my question.
Really? They said that?
Yeah. Or
oh, I'm so sorry.
I think you stink. That was just the other day.
I'm so sorry.
Now, to be honest, sometimes people go next level on us, as in too far. So I've put the guidance for it.
Okay, everybody.
Because the other day, this guy, he says, "You March hare." I was like,
no, he did not.
Like, it cut me. It cut me to the quick.
I'm sure you put your computer on sleep and you left for the day.
It's like the tears were flowing. But anyway, not to worry. Well,
my God.
People sometimes go in the other direction.
Really?
Chris Saxon, my colleague at Ask Tom. Yeah, I mean, he's younger than me, better looking than me, nicer guy than me. So when he answers questions, we have one of his little followers just gives him 5 stars, gives him the love hearts all the time. So Sona from India, she pretty much likes Chris. She's pretty
wow.
But what we've been trying to do now in Ask Tom is we don't just try help the Oracle community.
Yeah.
Yeah, we take questions about anything.
Oh no, here we go.
It's like, how do I build a house? We had that the other day.
What did you say?
And rather than just blow them off, we thought, well, we said, don't go with sticks, don't go with straw, bricks.
Go with bricks.
Because you never know when someone might come huffing and puffing.
You never know.
We had this guy recently who was saying, I'm using Word 7 and I can't get rid of the border around it. And
as in Microsoft Word?
Microsoft Word.
Wow. And
it's one of those things where I feel if someone has been that desperate that they finally landed on Ask Tom to ask a Microsoft Word question, they've traveled the internet universe trying to solve. And I felt for him because I use Microsoft products occasionally and it's not a happy place.
No, it's not.
So
it was probably Twig from Guardians of the Galaxy. Twig.
That's a good.
You never know.
That's a good impersonation. Some things are even that little bit harder. Because our website starts with Ask, I think it often gets confused with Ask Dorothy, Ask Betsy, Ask the Oracle. People come with their personal questions. And
no.
Someone said, will I have any more kids in the next 2 years?
Ooh, let me check our crystal ball.
The orb. Let us check the orb. I didn't want to say wrong side. I just said, I hope your ambitions for children work out, whether it be 1, 2, none, or dozens. So we'll see how we go.
Well, maybe someday they'll come back and say, thank you.
Who knows? Maybe.
Yes.
So,
cool.
I have one more for you.
Really?
As you know, Chris and I took over from Tom Kite, Oracle legend.
Yes.
One of the things Tom hated was people using what I call text speak or emoji speak in Ask Tom.
Right.
So using like TKS for thanks or LOL or stuff like that. And the one that he really hated was when people said, do you, and just use the letter U.
Oh, yes.
And so
because you have to say those 2 other keystrokes.
That's right. So it's a database. So we can actually do some data mining to work out. So how many times did Tom lose it over the people? So we actually use a SQL, and we found 146 times he absolutely lost the plot.
Really?
And yeah, we can actually see some of those examples here. Yeah, we kept them all there, right? And we broadcast them out.
Who is this you person? Quite frustrating.
I did actually check with my good friend Tom that we were allowed to use this, and he gave it his glowing endorsement.
Oh, well, good. Yes.
But that's enough Ask Tom. Time for me to throw in some plugs for you.
Good.
These are my talks for the rest of the week. I've been doing some talks in the mini theatre, but if you want some real, more broad talks, come along to these ones on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Great.
And we'll talk about some cool stuff.
That's fantastic. The other thing is, we'll leave this up for a couple minutes because people are scrambling for a gum wrapper and a pencil to write this down, of course. But the other good thing is, since we have included the session numbers, you can actually go to the Oracle Open World site and search on that session number in about a week, and your slides will be available.
That's right, all the slides.
Yes.
And even we have a policy that wherever we load slides to conference sites, we also put the same copy on the Ask Tom website.
Very good.
You can always get it from Ask Tom.
That's fantastic.
And if you're looking for these sessions in the Open World catalogue, just type in Connor.
Connor, you're the only Connor?
No, I'm the only Connor.
Wow.
There you go.
That's pretty cool. All right. Well, thanks for coming by.
No worries, it's a pleasure. I think we should go ahead for the beer tent.
I think we should. We need to go vote.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks so much.
See you later.